In the latest Baldur's Gate 3 news, Matt Holland, BG3 combat designer, and Adam Smith, senior writer, would reveal several interesting details in an interview with WCCF Tech. Firstly, they addressed some vocal critics on social media who hold the belief that it is not a true sequel to the previous games. Adam would comment that, for the people who think that it doesn't quite look like they wanted it to look, or doesn't quite feel like they hoped it would, then honestly, I would just say to see more of it. I think they'll be convinced quickly. The deeper we go into it, the more and more they feel the D&D influence and how it's truly the heart of it. The more they see the systems and rule set, they'll start to see we are really using that rule set. Some of the stuff that they recognize stayed in there because it makes sense in the world. The surfaces and the environmental interactions we've built on them, but it didn't make sense to drop them just because BG3 looked like Divinity, because Divinity is good as well. It's a continuation of that, but it's D&D to its core, lore-wise and systems-wise. Adam would refer to the importance of having early access, so that fans will be able to provide feedback and actively engage in the development process. There will be a level cap in BG3, but details were not forthcoming. Ray tracing has also been confirmed for the game. In terms of day and night cycles within the game, it is implied there will not be one. Adam explains that as a multiplayer game, the day-night cycles would become incredibly complicated. We do not do the day-night cycle because we do the things where things in the world happen, because he caused them to happen, and they can happen off-screen. There are events that happen and things that will, because of the choices you've made. Things will happen elsewhere. Those are real, those are systemic. Our systems are running in the background the whole time. There are incredibly deep systems. Some of them don't make sense for this game, but yeah, we think about it and we've talked about it. Matt confirmed that all combat is bespoke and there are no generated encounters. In an interview with PC Gamer UK, Swen compared the Mind Flayer Parasite to the Baldur legacy from the earlier games. It's a power that can be tapped, but it comes from a dangerous source. Every single time that you use it, you give into it, and as you give into it, things start happening when you encounter other people with tadpoles, and you might not be so resistant. Eventually you'll find Mind Flayers, and if you use the tadpole, you might find that it's difficult. In the previous games, giving into the whims of the Lord of Murder granted Gorian's Ward certain powers, such as being able to transform into a Slayer. While it was cool, I felt the implementation was somewhat lacking. So it will be interesting to see how Larian will implement the Parasite abilities. In previous news, there were some comments about a kinky scene, albeit details were lacking. In the demo, Sven's character tries to steal a toe ring from a goblin, and he manages to pull it off by kissing the goblin's feet while employing some sleight of hand. The entire makeout session is in mocapped animation. In addition to Mind Flayers, it appears there is another sinister force at work in Faerun. A new god is gathering all forms of evil that would normally not cooperate with one another, under the moniker of the Absolute. Furthermore, you will meet the Mind Flayer who captured you on the Nautiloid. Swen commented that, if you make some unlucky rolls, he will suck your brain out of your skull. How delightful.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.